Join me today for the BattleTech product update for June 2025. This is the Geek Cabal channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Bobbie, and today we're going to be talking about BattleTech and mainly like what Catalyst has coming up here this month, but also a few things that I've got going on just to, because I do a bunch of BattleTech videos, so explain where things stand with that. So, generally speaking, with these, if you haven't seen them before, I kind of go through the email that they send out and talk about the things that they have in there. So, first and foremost, there is going to be a new version of Technical Readout 3025. Now, I've talked about the Technical Readout books once or twice here on the channel, but just in case you don't know what they are, they look like this. Okay, it's a landscape printed book, and they have stuff about the various units. Like this one here is for the Jihad, so this is a one that combines stuff from some previous works, but it's just got various mechs, their weapons, their loadouts, history, notable pilots, things like that. This one in particular has material from Technical Readout, which they usually abbreviate TRO. TRO 3050 upgrade, TRO 3055 upgrade, 3058 upgrade, 3060, 3067, 3075, 3085, and Project Phoenix. So this one's kind of a comprehensive, and they've made some of these lately. Like there's one for the Succession Wars, one for the Clan Invasion era, and there's some others with the more updated units. So 3025 is an older one, and this is going to be the 3025 Centennial Commemorative Edition because it is the year 2025 right now. So this is going to be a remake of 3025 with the updated artwork. I don't know if they're going to update the material in there in any way, but I do know, like I said, that the artwork is going to be updated. So my computer's going incredibly slow, so I'm going to try to open up the link that was there in the email, but I probably just shot myself in the foot by clicking on something. Okay, so after a bit of a technical difficulty there, I was able to pull up what was linked to in the email, and there will be some changes to update new information because this is one of the older TROs. So there'll be some new insights that weren't present originally, and new variants that would have existed in 3025 but weren't present in the 3025 TRO, along with new artwork. So if you have the old one, it sounds like this will be a notably different book, but it's kind of hard to say. I plan on picking it up because I do not have the older 3025 book, so we'll see when it comes out, but I do plan on picking it up. So now we just have to get my computer to go. There we go. Okay, so since this is a Catalyst Games email, not just BattleTech, it does have other stuff in it, and you folks should subscribe to this. I mean, I'm glad you come here to check it out, but like, you should probably subscribe to it. But it does also include like Shadowrun news and some other things, and hopefully my computer is going to cooperate here and let me scroll through the email because something is seriously slowing it down. Okay. So we got something here, like I said, we got some Shadowrun stuff, some things about Pathfinder Rune Finder, which they're working on, Rune Fire, looks to be a card game of some kind. Now they're also going to be at Origins, which I should have this up before Origins begins, but it's going to be pretty close. Origins runs the 18th through the 22nd here of June, and it's in Columbus, Ohio. Sometime I'm actually going to go to this show, maybe next year. Next year might be the big con year because I'd like to go to Adepticon as well, so we'll see. But they say they're going to be at booth number 2408, and they're going to have their board games, they're going to have Leviathan stuff, BattleTech stuff, presumably some Shadowrun stuff. That'll be at the Union A-B. I have no idea what that is because I've never been there, but yeah. So, and there's some links to the schedule and Origins registration, which again I'm not going to click on because my computer's going slower than dirt and I don't want to shut everything down again. Also, apparently, Quincy of Quincy's Tavern is going to be there at their booth. Don't know who that is, but they're going to be there. So then we have the section on releases from May, which I went over in the May video, but just in case, that would be the Inner Sphere Pursuit Lance, the Legendary Mech Warriors 3, Apparent Catastrophe by Michael Stackpole, based on the price, I'm guessing it's a short story, Lone Wolf and Fox by Brian Young, and audiobook Visions of Rebirth by Randall Bills. And then also some fiction for Leviathans, and some Shadowrun items. So, now that we're in June, however, we need the June releases, which I will put the links to down in the description, but here we go. We have the 3rd Star League Strike Team. That's brand new. That's not from the Mercenaries Kickstarter, that's new. Now, we've known about it for a while, but it's brand new. We have the Battlefield Support Heavy Battle and Sweep Lances. That's going to be a vehicle set. The Inner Sphere Assault Lance. The Black Remnant Command Lance. That is, the Black Remnant is from a web series of some kind. So it's kind of go with that. Battle Mat, Savannah, Desert Sinkholes. Battle Mat, Savannah, Large Lakes. Now these two, these are the battle mats, not the maps. So they're not paper maps. They're like the like mouse pad kind of material, like neoprene or something. Then the legendary battle mat Twycross, Shrapnel issue number 21, and then the Highlander Covenant by Michael Ciaravella. Now this product is an omnibus. There were 2 Highlander Covenant books, and I reviewed them quite a while ago. I'll try to post my link to the reviews. But this is the 2 of them as one single book, as well as a short story that took place afterwards, which is not collected in either of the 2 books. It was an online short story. I might go ahead and pick it up so I get the short story in print, and then I'll probably sell my 2 single copies. If I do, I'll do a review of the short story. And then we have a couple Shadowrun items. Then we also have the free fiction this month, which for BattleTech is The Spectre of Winter, which I've already read and done a review of. You should check out, you don't have to check out the review if you don't want to, because it's a very short story. But the link to where to get the story for free is there in the review, and I'll put it in the links for this video as well. It's free download, but it's only for this month. So if you're watching this after the end of June 2025, that link will no longer work because the story is no longer up. I don't know if that one's destined to become part of a print collection at some point. We'll have to see, because I didn't recognize any of the characters, so it seemed like it's kind of a one-off, but it might end up as in a collection of one-offs. Those do happen. We have anthology books, so might end up in a Shrapnel issue. Don't know. I've done a review for Shrapnel number 1, which I found that I bought like 4 years ago. Their collection is like short stories and like really short, but also like medium range, like 20, 30 pages. Then little tidbits are like one single page, some things for the RPG, some things for the tabletop game, and it's meant to be like a magazine format. However, it's the size of a regular print book. And speaking of print books, at the moment, I am reading through Fortunes of War, Volume 1. This is 2 short stories. The whole thing's about 150 pages, so these 2 stories are roughly 75 pages. I didn't check where the midway point is. There's a Fortunes of War, Volume 2 that's also 2 other stories. So I'm in the middle of the first one, which is by Brian Young, and it's about the origins of the Ghost Dogs, which I did a review of a short story involving them earlier. So I don't know what the second story is about because I haven't read it yet. But I also got this in the mail and started reading it as well, so I'm going to be kind of bouncing back and forth. This one is Blood Will Rise. This is about Denai Lao Centrea, the heir to the Lao throne. Also, I've read enough in here to know she is also officially the heir to the throne for the Magistracy of Cannabis. So There will be some significant changes by the end of this book. There's going to be a heavy spoiler section. So, but this one's more of a real book. It clocks in at, let's see here, 345 pages for the story, and then some stuff here in the back with the mechs and everything. So yeah, I expect good things from that. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a WoW fan, so yeah. So that's what I'm reading at the moment, and I do also have Shrapnel #2 and several other books. So it's just a matter of which order I'm reading through them. As for what was mentioned here, I'll have to see. It's going to be a while before I get to Shrapnel #21. I just read #1, so that's going to be a while out. I would have to check to see what all I've done reviews for. If I've done unboxings for any of these sets, I think I've done it for the Intersphere Assault Lance. I don't know about the Heavy Battle and Sweep Lance. Let's see if my computer will let me open this link and not crash. Come on, computer. Well, anyway, I don't know. If I have done a review, if I have done an unboxing for it, I'll link to that in the description as well. Okay, finally opened up for me. I don't think I have done the unboxing for this one. I can't quite tell which tanks are in this. Give me just a moment. Well, I could just see if it's... Let me just check over here. I have the ones I haven't unboxed right here next to me. Cavalry, Rifle Command. No, I have not. It is in my list of... It is in my to-do pile. So that one won't have a link to it, but the Assault Lance should, because I've gone through all my mech sets, and I realized there's actually two I didn't get. Well, I knew I didn't get what were they called? Hang on. The Legendary 2 and 3 sets. I knew I did not get those, but I apparently also did not get, I think it was the Recon and the Heavy Recon set. I guess I want more vehicle sets. So I'll need to get a hold of those and do reviews for those. Like I said, I will probably pick up the Highlander Covenant Omnibus version. If I do, a review of that will primarily be a review of the short story and then mentioning just some overarching parts of the plot and linking back to my initial reviews of the other two books is probably how I'll do that. Then I'm probably not going to get the battle mats because I have the one gigantic one from the first go-around, and I'm going to get the gigantic one from the second go-around. Well, might pick that up at Gen Con if I feel like carrying a giant map all day. Hey, maybe I'll take it to the baggage check. That's not going to happen. Yeah, so they don't mention anything about their plans for Gen Con, so we don't know yet. They had said they want to have the Aces products there, or at least the first one, and the alternate universe set, the Gothic set. Now, I don't know if the current situation with the tariffs is going to affect that. Now, I did also recently post a link to another thing that Lauren Coleman wrote, explaining where things currently stand with the tariffs. About a month ago, they were forced to eat a pretty substantial fees, like $250,000, because he has another article, and I linked to it as well. I'll try to link to it here, that explains like the ins and outs of everything and how the whole thing works. But essentially, once the product gets to the U.S. shores, the customs assesses a tariff. Well, they do now anyway. And you have X number of days, and I think it's like 2 weeks or maybe a month to pay it, and they will not release the product to you until you pay it, because that's what they're holding over you, like the sword of Damocles. Because if you don't pay it, they're going to destroy it. And yeah, so you got to pay it to get it out of customs. So they had to pay for an order, and that was not planned for. And he explains how they're going to have to restructure a couple things to kind of absorb the cost over a few years. And as long as things don't get wildly out of where they are right now, they can get by, but they are going to have to do some minor price adjustments. They're raising prices. So his advice, and he was quite open about this, is buy a bunch of stuff now, because one, this is before the price goes up, so you can get it, so it'll be cheaper if you buy it now. And this is not me giving you any kind of financial advice, to be clear. This is what the man who runs the company is telling you to do, and it's what I am going to do. So, because there's a few bits and pieces out there that I don't have that I'm going to try to get a hold of as quickly as possible, so that I'm not paying extra money for them. But also, it helps put money in their coffers to help them weather the storm. So, but yeah, that's most of what I've got here. I'm going to try to bring up the third Star League Strike team here so I can talk about it real quick. Okay, so this comes with a Jackalope, a Kintaro, a Hammerhead, a Havoc, and a pre-painted Lament, so 5 mechs, as well as a J-27 Ordnance Transport, so a vehicle. Now, this is the third Star League, so this is the Ill Clan Star League. So these are, modern-ish mechs, plus the Ordnance Transport. So now the picture here does not show the Lament actually painted, so this is a mock-up. But yeah, it's 45 through Catalyst. It'll presumably be less if you go through like Ares Miniatures or Fortress Miniatures, and maybe once it finds its way onto Amazon. And then, since my computer seems to be cooperating here real quick, we'll check out the Black Remnant Command Lance. Alright, so it is the Penny Arcade streaming campaign is what the Black Remnant's from. And the box set comes with a Dragonfire, which has parts to make it 2 different variants, it looks like. And the Blood Asp, which up till now has only been as a single salvage box. Then I'm assuming it's a different variant, but I could be wrong. The Flashman, which I think was also only in the one of the 2 Comstar sets. And the Cyclops, which has been in a few sets now. And so it's 4 mechs, and pilot cards, Alpha Strike cards, and it is $29.99 through Catalyst. So that is what is coming up. And like I said, they're going to be at Origins. I'm assuming they'll have some surprises at Origins. They usually try to have some stuff at Origins and Gen Con that they don't have. Like if prior years are any indication, they'll probably have some dice that you can only get there. They'll probably have the new TRO there. They might have like the Aces products. They might have the Gothic products on display. I don't know if they have any new books. I know last year at Gen Con they had a sale on the books, and I'm kind of hoping to do it again this year so I can pick up a bunch of the Shrapnel issues. But yeah, so that's what I would expect from there. And of course, obviously running a bunch of games. So, but yeah, if you're going to Origins, let me know and let us know how things looked for the BattleTech setup. If you are going and you're willing to pick me up one for retail price, I will reimburse you for the new TRO if they have it. If you can get it and get it to me. Otherwise, I'll pick it up at probably Gen Con. But yeah, so if you see anything there, let us know. If you get pictures or anything, send them in and we'll talk about them on here. We'll get them spread and everything. But yeah, that's all I've got on this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know down in the comments if any of this stuff interested you. Do you plan on picking any of it up? Anything sound good? Anything sound not good? Whatever. Let's get some discussion going. But sharing and commenting would help us grow the channel. We always appreciate it. Subscribing, obviously, the name of the game here on YouTube. And we'd like to thank everyone that helped us get over 500 subscribers here recently. And yeah, there will obviously be more BattleTech content coming. I've got to consider how, I want to do some videos on the TROs here, but with the format, I don't know what the best way to do that is going to be, because I don't want to end up being like my Legends books where I just kind of flip through them and like, oh yeah, then that guy, oh, here's this, I'd like to do something a little bit better. So if I can figure out a better format, I'll cover some of these. Like I said, I've got these 2 books and several others. I've still got some stuff to unbox from the Mercenaries Kickstarter. And there's some other newer sets coming out. Like I've already done an unboxing of one of the 2 Davian sets. I need to get the other Davian set, this 3rd Star League set. So there's plenty coming down the pipe. So stay with us. But on that note, just remember, no guts, no galaxy.